All right, welcome back. I hope everybody's hanging in there with the stay-at-home orders if you happen to have them in the state you're in. And this will be an update on the two crosses I have going of the albino black Moscows. I'll explain more about that in the next part of the video, but you can see this female has the extended dorsal, as does that one, and this one too, and also this one has a regular dorsal and is an albino. So I have them in with the snow white albino males. I don't know what those guys are doing. I think it's synchronized swimming. Yeah, they'll come back. So this one will probably be the first one that'll drop fry, which is excellent. She's filling up nicely, and maybe in a week or so we'll get some fry out of her. I do have some water sprite in the tank, and the albino female is also filling up. If she turns to the side, you'll be able to see. The snow white albino males are very aggressive, a little more so than my experience with other albino males. They really go after the females almost as much as a PIngu male, which is really just chases them down like crazy. They're kind of like velociraptors. They just gang up and chase them all over the place. So things are good so far with this cross, and hopefully we'll get some fry out of them very soon. And did you hear they had to stop the poker game at the leper colony? Yeah, someone threw in their hand. This tank is what's left of the original breeders of the Santa Claus Guppies. They're really old, actually. They're close to a year and 3/4 old. They're starting to crap out. I'm down to 2 pair of the original 2 pair. And you can see they're getting a little ragged. And they don't swim the greatest, don't hold the fins upright as much. So this one's really thinned out because she just had another nice drop of fry. You can see some of them up here if they come out of the plants. Kind of all over the place. The older group of fry is from the other female, and I really don't know where she is. So I'm not expecting these adults to last much longer. I just have them left in with this tank of fry. I don't think, I'm not going to euthanize them unless they get really bad looking, the adults. And I'll see how they seem to fill, the females fill up after getting some food, since they both recently had fry. So if they don't look as good, I'm not going to want another batch of fry out of them, because they've had really healthy, good fry all along. And as fish get older, the drops of fry usually have some deficiencies, and you probably at the very least are going to have to cull some of them. So anyway, that's my opinion. I probably went too long with these, but they look great up until about 2 weeks ago. So far so good. I'll update the other cross of the albino black Moscow albino female to black Moscow males, and I'll add that right to this, and then I'll probably add some other stuff. This is the other female, albino female from the original 10 fry I got from a black Moscow female that came back from an IFGA show. She had 10 babies in the bag. 2 of them were albino, so I grew out the 10 fry separately in a 2.5 gallon tank together. And I got 2 females that were albino and 8 black Moscow females that I'm sure carry the albino gene. So that's a refresher on what's going on up to here. This is one of the other females. That's another one. 2 of the ones in here died over the last month or so. I have them in with some black Moscow males from a previous generation from that female. First, the mother of all these. And the other one you've already seen, I have in with snow white albinos. Now this female has the long extended dorsal, which you can see. Very little color, no color in the body, very little color in the fins, almost like a blue tint. But besides the fact that I'm dealing with hair algae in this tank, we got this surprise this morning. So there we got a whole bunch of black-eyed fry, but obviously they'll carry the albino gene. because the albino female I just showed you is the one that had these. And there's about 15 of them. Obviously that female hasn't had fry. And this one's not doing too well. She's probably not going to make it. She's kind of, look at the dorsal, she's kind of getting a little ratty. But she has filled up a tiny bit, but I'm not expecting her to make it. But anyhow, the great news is the albino female had all these fry. And I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to move them out or not, because they're not bothering the fry. And she's recovering okay already. So I really can't see them. But anyway, the fry are doing great. Every single one appears to have black eye, or black eyes. They have 2 of them. And we'll see what they grow out to be. Probably a normal looking black Moscow. But since they'll carry the albino gene, I'll cross brother to sister on these. And I'll also go brother to, well, son to mother on the albino female. So that's a few months down the line. But this is fantastic news. This is exactly what I wanted. And it was exactly the female I wanted to have the fry too, the female that's albino. And this one won't be far off with having fry. So all good news for this tank. So that's working out well. It doesn't make me so annoyed with the hair algae, but I'm going to have to catch all the fish in this tank. Probably put them in a 1-gallon container for a little bit while I kind of scrub out the tank, throw away the plants, and try again without any algae. So I'll update a couple of more things. Hang in there. How you doing over there, buddy?
I hope you will be hanging around for a very long time.
Yeah, I'll give an update. This is the full red female that's in with the 2 male Pingus. And I did get all the fry out. I think there might be a couple in there. You can see she's still pretty large. So if all goes well, I'll have more fry from her within a month. She had quite a few. I haven't bothered counting them yet. I did leave a couple in there, like I just said. And the males aren't too aggressive. She gives them more than they give her. So I don't have a problem keeping 2 males in the tank. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I will show you the fry next. And probably wrap up the video after that. So these fish are all the fry I got from the extended dorsal black Moscow female to roebuck red males. So there's an absolute ton of fry. You can see, I mean, these are very young. They're just starting to color up. But interestingly, as I tried to say in English, you can see that some of these babies are looking like they're going to be half blacks. Not entirely sure where that's coming from. Something to do with the PIngu cross, most likely. I should also end up with the with like a platinum front of them. But this is extremely interesting cross. I don't know if anybody else has done it. I'm sure people have, but I've never seen results from it. So trying to just document that. They could end up being junk. But I'm expecting to get something half decent out of this. And there's so many fry in here. It's amazing that was her first drop. It was also her last drop because she died about 2 weeks later. So that wasn't as successful as I would have hoped. So there's no chance of taking any sons back to the mother. It's just going to be brother, sister, or I can go back to Pingus, maybe Pingu females. So very cool. This is a nice surprise, seeing the half black coloration on the body. There does seem to be 2 different body colors in the fry. Some of them are much lighter, and some other ones look half black. So we'll see what happens with them. They're pretty young, so we'll see as they grow out. Now I hear that my very Italian ex-wife misses me terribly, and that's very comforting, and I hope her aim never improves. But yeah, that was terrible. And this is probably one of the things you wanted to see. This is the drop of fry from that really big full red female that was hit by the 2 Pingu males. So there's quite a few in this small tank. I sort of counted them as I netted them out. There's at least 30. And then I started seeing blurry, so I just stopped counting anything. No idea what these will look like. I haven't done that cross before either. PIngu male to a full red female. So we'll see what we get. And the full red female was definitely virgin because she was actually an older female. It was 5 months old, which you probably saw in the earlier part of this video. And she was raised in a small tank by herself because I raised some full red females as virgins because I wanted to use them for crosses. So that was the plan, and that's what we've ended up doing. So good news with that. Quite a few, got them out. I did leave 1 or 2 in the tank with the breeders because I really couldn't catch them. I couldn't catch them out. So I'll update one more thing and then we'll wrap it up. So I'm still looking for different ways to improve on mainly some of the medication for the guppies when they thin out. So I bought this thing somewhere. Maybe I got it at Target, or I might have got it at Walgreens or CVS. It's actually real marble, mortar, and pestle by whoever they are. It's cheap. I didn't pay much for it. I don't remember what it was. So I bought this stuff, which is extremely expensive, I thought, and it's for intestinal parasites by New Life Spectrum. I like the stuff that they make. See if I can open this with just 2 fingers. Unless I made it too tight. Alright, this ain't working out too well. Alrighty, that wasn't planned. There we go, that's the stuff. It's a little bigger than it needs to be if you're feeding guppies. And the larger ones will eat it. The smaller ones won't be able to eat it. So what I did was I tried out the mortar and pestle thing. The pestle is what I just dropped. And you can see that I gotta do some more chopping up. But we got some powdery stuff at the bottom. And we're gonna try that out next time I have any fish with the thinning out problem. So unfortunately with the thinning out of guppies, you have to try different medicines from time to time. I've had good luck with medicated flakes of fenbendazole, also aquatic, everything aquatics, quad flake, and levamisole. You can get medicated flakes from Ken's Fish, Angels Plus, everything aquatic, and I'm sure there's a few others. So I'm going to try the New Life Spectrum stuff on the next tank that I have an issue with them thinning out. I'm assuming they'll be younger, smaller fish, so that's why I wanted to break up the pellets. So we'll see how it works with them, and I'll have to read the directions on the back to see how long to treat them for. So I'm going to probably pestle this one more time and really see if I can ground it up some more or grind it up some more. And put it in an empty small food container, Tetramin or something, and then use that the next couple of times I deal with the thinning away, wasting away, whatever. So also with the medicated flakes, I'd also recommend that you store it in the freezer. So once I put this in a small container, I'm going to put it in the freezer and then hope that helps when I go to use it in the future. So I'll wrap up the video. Hope you guys appreciated the randomness of the video. And I guess you probably heard they stopped the hockey game at the leopard colony. There was a face-off at center ice. Yeah, that's probably the worst one yet.